Hello, Feng Shui enthusiasts. Let's learn how Feng Shui masters work. In today's medical craze, Feng Shui masters are a hot profession. Every I-Ching master writes Feng Shui expert. Those who use Qimen Dunjia write Qimen Feng Shui. Feng Shui is a must-have skill for masters, resulting in varied Feng Shui approaches. Based on different Feng Shui methods, I divide masters' Feng Shui into 3 types. The first type calculates Feng Shui, not observing it. Many masters calculate the client's Bazi first, then place auspicious objects based on elements, That's how they do Feng Shui. A master even mentioned in his materials. He insisted on assessing a tomb, meaning assessing a tomb. When he arrived, he saw plains all around, no water, no mountains. He couldn't analyze the Feng Shui. At that moment, the client went to urinate. Done. He quickly calculated based on the location and divined the client's fortune. Finally, the client said, "Ah, master, your skills are amazing, very accurate." So, for these masters, they don't use Feng Shui principles, but other I-Ching prediction methods. This isn't observing Feng Shui, it's calculating Feng Shui. The second type only looks at indoor layout, not the Feng Shui environment. In today's information age, books and the internet make Feng Shui easier. This has led to a Feng Shui culture boom. The most typical phenomenon is self-taught Feng Shui masters. They share a common trait. Because they lack formal training, they can't assess overall Feng Shui. They can't assess the surrounding environment. They help you with Feng Shui, either using Xuankong Feng Shui to calculate if your house faces correctly, or using 8 mansions Feng Shui to see which room you should live in. Even more outrageous, a developer asked Bazi to lecture his clients. Hundreds of clients were in the audience. Each calculated their own fortune. Then, if you're an East Group person, buying an east-facing unit is good Feng Shui. If you're a West Group person, buying a west-facing unit is good Feng Shui. So I'm saying that in this case, the developers' houses all have good Feng Shui. Moreover, this isn't an isolated case. In today's Feng Shui industry, there are many Feng Shui training courses. When teaching Feng Shui, they discuss the Feng Shui based on floor plans. Little do they know, learning Feng Shui is like learning to drive. If you just read a book on how to drive, without getting in and holding the wheel, you'll never be able to drive the car. If you learn Feng Shui and don't use a luopan on site, you can't truly master Feng Shui. The third type considers both the house and the interior layout. A real Feng Shui master has a specific approach with specific principles and methods. First, look at the external Feng Shui. Then look at the internal Feng Shui. The external environment impacts you first, then the internal environment. In Feng Shui, this is 4 ounces house, 1,000 pounds gate tower. What you see around your house affects you. In the city, it's the buildings and roads around the house that affect you. This is the most important, weighing 1,000 pounds. This is what we consider when choosing a house. Ordinary people call it site selection. Feng Shui masters call it finding the dragon. For example, my Grandmaster, Liao Haoji from San Liao. His ancestor was Liao Junqing, a Ming Dynasty master. In 1986, he helped the Lin family with Feng Shui. Because the local Feng Shui master said, "Hey, this house has bad Feng Shui," they asked my Grandmaster to inspect it. My Grandmaster looked at the entrance. The house faces Gengshan Jiasheng. It's a west-facing, east-facing house. Outside, a beautiful mountain peak faces it. In Ren position, which is in the north, my Grandmaster said the Feng Shui is good, and the facing isn't wrong either. This house can produce famous people. The student's dad said his son was excellent. He'd take the Gaokao next year. My master did some calculations and said next year wouldn't work. He wouldn't pass. It needed to be the year after. A minor in 1988. Your Feng Shui can produce talent. A top university student. Indeed, he didn't pass in 1987. He repeated a year in 1988. The son topped Yongchun County in liberal arts. He was admitted to Ximen University. That's judging the environment by the door. Calculating it can produce a student. That's the meaning of a valuable gate. After choosing a good house, how to arrange the bedroom, study, etc. This is called interior layout. Compared to the external environment, suitable houses. Of course, it's not unimportant. We often can't change the environment, so we find ways to lay out good feng shui. This can also play a supporting role. Okay, that's my classification of feng shui masters. How do you choose a feng shui teacher? Leave me a message on the app below. Goodbye.